three main hooks that I use from the Gamakatsu lineup when it comes to drop shotting, and it really depends on the cover that I'm fishing a drop shot in and how heavy a gauge of wire that I want to use. Open water, smallmouth, Great Lakes, Ontario, that type of things. When I'm nose hooking a bait, I'm going with the 50410 split shot drop shot hook. I really like the number 1 size in this hook. I know it's a very small hook, but it seems to really pin the fish in the mouth. One of the cool things that I do with this hook, it's fantastic the way it is, but I'll take a pair of pliers and I'll grab the base of the hook like this and I'll just tweak it using my fingers just a degree or two. And what that does is it gets the hook point slightly off center from the eye, and I think it hooks up the fish a lot better. I do a lot of drop shotting for largemouth in heavy cover, around docks, brush piles, and there's 2 main hooks that I like to use for that, and I do a little bit of modification on it. The first one is the 01111 in the worm hook, and this is just a bronze colored straight shank. It has 2 small keepers on it, but I really like the bend in this hook right here. What I like to do with this hook is I will take some heat shrink in 3/32 of an inch. It's just simple plastic heat shrink. Take your scissors and cut about 1/4 of an inch at an angle. And all I'm going to do is create a keeper for this hook. I then thread it onto the hook, just like this, and I put it at the first natural barb in that hook. And then I take a lighter, heat shrink it, pull the barb out, and what I have done now is taken a straight shank hook that I really like to use in that bronze and added a barb to it. If I'm in open water, spotted bass, deeper water where I want a thinner diameter hook so it's easier penetration, this is the hook I'll use. If I'm fishing heavier, if I'm drop shotting 14-pound test around brush piles or bigger largemouth, I'm going to go with the Brent Ayler tournament grade wire stinger hook in a number 1, and I'm going to do the same thing to that hook. It's going to have a little smaller shank, but that hook has 0 torque, 0 movement in it, and it's going to allow me to add a lot more pressure to use a heavier pound test line hook on that hook. So when it comes to drop shotting, those are my 3 main hooks.